Y'all are on the money. Walking etiquette, and then also just sometimes a personal space thing too.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are more comfortable
Yeah.
getting closer here than in the U.S. for
No,
sure.
a lot.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
whether you're in line, you're at a bar, anywhere really, it's quite like it took me some time because I am not like I've never been like that. Like, do not get that close to me, please.
This show is for entertainment only. We are not professionals, and nothing said here counts as real advice. Beyond this point, what you do with the information we discuss is solely your responsibility. Please do your own research before making decisions based on anything mentioned in our chats.
What is up, y'all? How's it going?
What's good? What's good?
Hey.
Hey. So everybody, we are the group chat, and I'm Carson. Thanks, y'all. Way to
I was
leave me
ready for
hanging.
you. I was ready for
I
you.
thought
I was
we were
ready for
gonna
you,
do it.
Paulina.
I was waiting for Brandon. Well, that's Brandon.
And that's Paulina.
Well,
That's Paul.
we do practice, we do research, we promise, but it may not look like it. Anyways, here we are, and we're here to talk shit and mess with your program. I'm just kidding, but not really.
Or
A
not.
little bit.
So, y'all, so raise your hand if you got the hantavirus. Psych, just a regular virus.
Just the usual.
Nobody's talking
Oh.
about it where I am. I don't know about y'all.
No.
I
No,
think they
another thing is
said.
popping off.
What else is popping off?
Ebola virus.
That like comes around every how many years? Like every 5 years, I swear. There's some kind of Ebola
I
outbreak.
think it's less than that. It's like every year, every 2 years. There's always.
Yeah. Always something.
I mean, but is it always? It's always Africa, no? I mean, is it enough?
Yeah.
It seems
Doesn't
like
seem to
it's-
spread out further.
Yeah.
So it's
For
not
the
really
time
news.
being. Yeah, for a
And so-
time being. Yeah, exactly.
and there's no cure because I guess Africa's like, you're not going to help us, and we don't have the resources. So I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But anyways.
What else is good with you guys? How was your May?
May went by fast.
Really?
Went by for you slow?
Yeah.
It was fast.
Everybody
What's to
says that
say?
for me.
Intense. I think because of that more than anything.
All right.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
me,
it was
it
quite
the
busy for me.
opposite.
Really?
Slow.
Very
Slow
slow.
more.
And
Well,
I
you
have
started
no
off-
idea why.
But you were
When
in
did
New
you-
York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but that I think for that reason, it just felt so slow that like my life was like split. It was like New York, you know,
New York
that-
and then normal life.
and then Spain, and I was like, it's still happening. Like, why am I not on vacation again? Like, so
What a
yeah,
t-
it
what a
just felt really
tease.
slow.
The Knicks are in the NBA finals.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Nick.
Social
So-
media is blowing up.
So it would have been nice if you were there now, celebrating.
It's been like what, like 20 years or so,
Yeah,
or more.
I think it was 99 the last time. So yeah, 20 was that
Almost 20
27 years.
Yeah. 27
Almost-
years?
Almost as old as you.
99?
From 99.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I can't math, so. Like, what do you mean?
what do
27
you
years.
mean 27? Well,
It's like, I'm 27.
no.
It
But
wasn't
see,
born in 99.
I don't follow the NBA, so do they have a chance, or is this just good enough making it to the finals?
No, it's them and the Spurs. The Spurs won last night, so it should be a good series. But I
Nice.
think the Knicks. I think on paper the Knicks should win. From what I've
They're the-
seen,
They're the favorite then. Okay.
they have a better complete squad than the Spurs.
We start
go New
betting
York.
right now. We're on bet.
Want to throw down? All right, I'll throw down.
I
Let me
put
get back to you on
$1.
I put €1.
Ooh.
Oh.
Euro stronger,
Interesting.
so Ania,
Fancy.
Monofoco. That's like 120 to your dollar.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
is
So
it now?
no, it's not that high.
About
Brandon knows.
115, I think. About
Don't
115,
act.
I think.
Yeah, don't act like you don't know, Mr. Economics.
No, I'll check it tomorrow.
He gets an alert every morning. Holy shit! Are you kidding me? 1 cent difference.
Bye. Definitely not.
It's like my boomer
No.
parents, you know, when they
Yeah.
check and they're like, "Oh my god, I should have bought the dollar the other day." And it's like, Mom.
Nah.
Uh,
Cool.
Yeah. So, speaking of currency and all the different places and all that jazz, we have been out of our home countries for some time. I've been in Spain for how long now? It's been 7 years. Yo, hold up. 7 years? Almost 7. Almost 7 for me. Brandon, you've been here longer. Paulina, a little bit less than me.
yeah, 1 year less.
So how is that sitting with us? Because I know for me in the beginning, it was kind of rough. But now I love it. I love being here. There's so much to rant and rave about.
I
Yeah,
think now we've adjusted. In the beginning, like everything is always going to be very difficult. But now that you're adjusted, you're into the rhythm of everything. That changes it. That changes everything.
For sure.
for sure. I moved around quite a lot in my life. I mean, we have a whole different episode about that. If you guys want to hear about it, go check that out. But yeah, I moved around quite a lot. But right now, I can't really see myself living once again in the States, for example. Maybe for a
Never.
short period of time. I don't know, like a year or two,
Mm.
but not like, you know, for the rest of my life, retirement type of thing, you know?
Under what circumstances would you live there again for a year or two?
If Tony got a good job, if he got a well-paying job in the States, if he got a good like offer and we could both move and, you know, take our cats with us, um, then yes. And then for that like 1 year or 2 years, why not? Um, but that's about it. I don't
Would
think
that be New York, or you don't really care? You're open, you're flexible, or what?
I would love it if it were New York. But the chances for that are probably very low.
Quite so.
Um, we have a friend that went out to Cali, I think close to Fresno. Um, and he really loves it. He's there. I think this is his second year. So Cali maybe, but at the same time, as a New York girly, you know, like I like Cali, but
You can't switch up the coast.
They
no,
say the
like you
West
can't
Coast
go
is the
from the
best coast. I
east to
mean,
the west, you know? I'm
I
not
don't.
trying to pull a Tupac over here, you know, saying that I was brought up in New York, but then moving to the West Coast. No. Um, all the love to Tupac, but we're not doing that. Um, so no, I don't know. I would think just anywhere in the States. I mean, New York would be the best for me, but if they said, I don't know, go to Colorado, go to Denver, I'd be like, screw it, yeah, fuck it, let's go. But for a short period of time.
Okay, Brandon, what would it take?
I don't see myself going back. Obviously, if there was opportunity, like a well-paying job, of course you have to think about it. But I don't know. I think it's
Well,
a little too difficult.
what's a lot of money? Like we're talking about well-paying job, but what is enough? Because
Because that's the
that's a
thing. I think
different
a
conversation.
well-paying job would have to be a well-paying job in the United States, like a salary-wise. Because once again,
Yeah.
here in Spain, like any salary, any U.S. salary is well-paying compared to what we make, especially in
Yes.
southern Spain.
Of course. Yeah.
And so for that reason, it had to be something so that if you were to go back to the U.S., you could have a decent life there and also save enough money so that when you come back here,
You can live
to
comfortably.
you, yeah. But I
True.
don't know. It's something I'm not looking for. I'm not looking for that option. So
Right,
it would
right,
have to
right.
be just something out of the blue, something come up. But
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
now I just should go back as a visitor,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's about
that's
it.
cool. That's cool.
What about you, Carson?
What about you, CJ?
No, no, no. I ask the questions around here. I'm not answering. No, I don't play that. I don't play that shit. No. It would be a combination of a salary being, I want to say 100, but depending on which city, that may not be enough. Depending on the job, it may not be enough. I think that's where this conversation is going next.
Yeah.
In terms of benefits outside of the moolah, but I would have to be a place I'd like to live. So, um, I can't just sit here and think of cities specifically or regions or whatever, but definitely not in the middle of the country. I want to be probably on either coast or at least in the mountains. I could see possibly Denver, Salt Lake. I already have people there, so I can move back there for sure. But it would be tough because I'm not alone in this. Of course, my wife is
Yeah.
very much connected to her country, Spain, and we both love it here. I love it here too. So, but the biggest thing really I think is not so much the salary because that goes with the cost of living. I mean, okay, you earn more money in the US, but then things cost more. So
Yeah.
and yes, you can, if you're smart, save. If you have a great salary, you can save. You can make it work, but it seems to just offset. I mean, the quality of life here in Spain seems to offset the need for a higher salary.
Yeah.
Uh,
I guess.
Without a doubt.
So, what are
And
some
it's some
things about? Yeah, tell me.
No, I was just gonna say it's something that I don't know. We've seen it and we realize it now, but I think it's something that most of our family and friends. It's something that they don't know because there's no
Yeah,
way unless because they haven't been in the experience to realize. Oh yeah, the quality of life is better than having that salary
for sure,
and all the things that we take for granted now that we're here and we have this life.
for sure. No, that's
Yeah.
the thing. When I buy just anything there, whether I'm out at a restaurant or I go to the store and I'm just buying something, that product, whatever it may be, that food, that I don't know, deodorant, take it for example, something just so basic that here would cost next to nothing in Spain. And there, they're just asking a ridiculous amount. You can't justify it. Even if you
Yeah.
get a higher salary, you just can't justify
Yeah,
paying. How much is an avocado there? I don't know. You're paying for each avocado almost €2, $2. Sorry, dollars. Um, but here you can get 4 avocados for probably no more than 4.50. So like you're not really paying much more than. And that's just one example. But there, I mean,
so everything.
Yeah.
everything's way too expensive, and it's hard to justify, especially when the food quality is lower.
Yeah. And that's something that I actually realized when I went to on my trip recently. Like, I lost my chapstick somewhere, like, long flight, whatever, you lose things. And I was like, fuck, I don't have chapstick, and my lips felt so freaking chapped. I'm like, I'm not gonna be walking around looking like that. And I went to, what was it? I don't know if it was a Target. I think it was Target. I was like, okay, I'm like, Target is known for like decent prices, generally. I walk in there and I'm like, "What the hell?" I'm like, who pays $8 for a chapstick? One, not even in bulk." I'm like, "Are you shitting me?" So I got some chapstick that I found that was like 3.40 or something like that. I was like, "Okay, I can pay
That's
that,"
still a
but
lot.
Maca
still a lot.
roots, fucking Jobo, whatever seed,
Yeah.
fancy, straight from El Dorado.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's a
Out of
stupid
here.
example, but as you said, Carson, like deodorant or whatever,
It's
like
stupid.
body wash, you're like, who pays
It's
that much? I
stupid.
go to freaking Rossmann, which is like a German store, whatever, um, and I pay €1.20 for a body wash. I'm like, in the States, I could never. Like,
Yeah, you spend that much on body wash, it's just gonna burn your skin.
yeah,
Oh,
No, it's
exactly.
absurd. It's absurd.
inflation.
It's crazy. Um, but yeah, so we're talking about salaries. We're talking about this idea of, you know, how our lives are different, or like the quality of life, Carson, you said. What do you mean by quality of life? Like, what does that mean to you to have
I
like
mean,
quality of life?
day to day, do I feel like I'm hustling around for nothing, or is it worth the hustle? I
Okay.
mean, accounting for the day to day over the course of a year. Okay, so salary is just one thing. Of
Yeah.
course, that's really important, obviously, but then it's the cost of living in terms of how much is your rent, what are your basic expenses, your groceries, your gas, all that. All of that's way more
Mhm.
affordable in Spain. Of course, we know the salaries are lower, but then there's also this whole, hey, you have some paid time off that you are guaranteed 22
Yeah.
working days minimum in Spain.
Yeah.
And then you have 12 to 14 public national holidays that might be different based on the region or
Yeah.
community you're in. But that blows away the United States, where your
Yeah.
most private companies only offer the 6 days per year on the public holidays, and then there's no federal requirement for paid time off. They don't have to give their employees paid
Yeah.
time off, and they disguise it as sick leave. But then we know there's a stigma behind taking sick leave. This whole like, oh, you don't want to work, you're lazy, and people get fired
Yeah.
over shit like this because of the work culture, the hustle culture.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking overall quality of life. I have access to high quality food. I have the services that I need. Maybe I'm missing some conveniences and luxuries that I would find in the US that I can't really find here. Maybe I don't have as many 24-hour restaurants or grocery stores here in Spain that I do in the US. But especially since I think simple living is kind of really what I've been going for. It's kind of been my personality all along, really. But like, I don't need a whole lot. But I do need time off. I need guarantees. I need reasonable prices for things that I buy because maybe I want to go out a few times a week. Maybe I don't want to break the bank every time I go out.
Yeah.
And also, right, I don't know. Help me out here,
Paternity
guys. Like
leave as well, no?
that's another thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna bring up, the maternity and paternity leave, because not
Yeah.
only maternity leave, but paternity is the same amount of time. I think now it's up to 16 weeks for
Yeah.
both, and I think they're gonna try to expand it to 20. I don't know when. I don't know if that's for next year or when.
Awesome.
But
Pretty good.
It's like treat your workers right. You
Yeah.
know, I understand you want them to work. They need to be productive. They need to be there a lot of days, but they're going to come back. They're going to appreciate the company more. They're going to work harder, at least in theory, if you reward them and then you don't
Yeah.
make them work until their bones break.
And reward them, and not a reward as a pizza party, you know?
Not a fucking
Like
pizza party, a day off,
from
like
from
a
like
whole day.
yeah.
Domino's or something like that. It's like, bruh.
Telepizza my ass.
uh,
Yeah.
no pizza.
I mean, pizza's good, but
Pizza's
no.
amazing, but as far as quality of life, I don't want pizza to be part of that.
What do you mean? You don't have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Not in college anymore. Those days are gone.
Also, break time. You know, it's pretty tight there in the US for break time. Like you're lucky to get an hour off for lunch. I think maybe it's the standard. I don't remember because I had some different. I didn't have like the traditional full-time jobs in the US. So,
Yeah.
Brandon,
Trying to
what are your
think.
thoughts
I
here
remember usually I think it was like 30 minutes.
for lunch?
Yeah, it's
I think
something
yeah,
ridiculous.
30 minutes for lunch. And I remember maybe,
Like
yeah, 30.
a 15 and a 30 or something like that.
No, I just remember having a 30-minute lunch break. And I remember if you smoked, you had a smoke break, like a 5-minute break for that. But
And just become a smoker real quick. Just get a
that's
little
just
extra
it.
break.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, well, just gonna go sit outside for 5 minutes and come back in.
Yeah.
But here in Spain, I mean, it's okay. So like places close in the middle of the day between, let's say 3 or 4 to 5 or 6, they close. That's that time. So those employees can go have lunch, not rush, enjoy their food, maybe have a 30-minute siesta, go back to work. That's Spain. That doesn't happen in the US. You just got to grind through
Impossible.
it. And you're oftentimes eating at your desk. And if you take longer than the person next to you, it's like, well, you're a piece of shit and you're not working hard enough. But
True.
here
It's
it's
different.
life is slower. Life is more savory. Like you savor it, the time and the moments. We
Yeah.
talked about sobremesa before. Not that you get to have that Monday through Friday, but on the weekends, it's nice to not have to rush as soon as you finish eating. You can take your time, almost like you'd be at your house and talk with the people and you know, um, maybe sometimes it's a pain in the ass asking for the
Yeah.
bill for like 10
That's
minutes,
that's
you
what I was
know?
gonna say. I saw a post about that the other day, and it's like, yeah, that struggle is real. The trying to get your bill from a waiter here.
It
Yeah.
can be.
What
It really
while in the
can be.
U.S. they're like, here's your bill, like get out so someone else can come in. We need our money.
Yeah.
Exact opposite here.
And so since I'm used to that when I go to the US, I don't get salty about it, but it's also kind of like, hey, thank you for the bill, but don't expect my ass to get up and run away. Like
Yeah,
I'll pay it when I'm ready. Thank you for
exactly.
refilling my water after I have 2 sips. I appreciate that. Um, but and that you can't forget about the tipping. So that's another thing.
Oh yeah.
Tipping is well,
Yeah,
That's something that like
uh,
I get I get
that's
frustrated about
systemic.
because it's like just pay your fucking workers. That's it. Like just pay them the money that they need to be paid. That's it. Like they don't need to be up my ass all the time and asking me like, "Is everything okay? Would you like more water?" As Carson said, like you take 2 sips, they're over there trying to refill. The water spills over. Like we don't need that. Like just pay your workers. I get it. They're doing that because they need the fucking money, but
Yeah.
just like the
but what
system when it comes to that, like in the States, it's so shitty.
it's one of those things you don't realize until you travel and you see that we're the only country that does that.
Yeah. And
It's like
for
it's not
me, like,
necessary.
yeah, I had a huge like culture shock, I would say, when I moved to Poland and I didn't know if I should be tipping or not. Like I would go get my nails done, like in the States, you go get your nails done, your hair done, whatever, you always tip. Um in Poland, like now that culture is starting to appear a little bit more, like especially if it's a hairdresser that you always go to or to the same nail place, like you're always gonna give them a tip. But I just
Hmm.
never knew how much to tip. So I'm like, I don't know if I like what amount of money because first of all, Polish money for me it felt like it's not real money. Like they use the Polish zloty, they don't use euro, like it's not dollars. I'm like, I don't know how to freaking calculate it. Like spending
That's
it left
true.
and right, you know?
You got that
And like,
monopoly money.
yeah, exactly. So like this is not real money. So I would like leave like, I don't know, 15 zlotych when my nail set cost, I don't know, 30. And I was like, I'm gonna give them a 50%, tip type of thing because I'm like, this doesn't feel real. This money is stupid money.
Oh man.
So for me, like still up until today, like when I go to Poland, I never know like the etiquette of like how to tip. Like, do I tip in a restaurant? Do people tip? Because, for example, when my sister goes out, I see her that she would like leave a tip. But then I go out with some
Yeah.
other friends and they don't. So I'm like, is it normal? Like, I know people make minimum wage
I
generally
would
in
expect you
restaurants.
to know this.
Sorry?
I would expect you to know this.
Well, I don't.
It's like sorry to
Um,
let you down, but no.
yeah. And the thing is, like, when we go out, like, I always say like, okay, you guys pay and like I'll send you like money or I'll give you cash because I'm like, I don't want to pay and then like leave a tip and then they say, oh, here we don't give tips or like I don't know if it's
Yeah.
disrespectful, because as JC said, for example, I think it was in Japan, right? Um that when you leave a tip,
China. Yeah,
or
in
China or Japan. I don't remember which country it
China.
was now. That's disrespectful, right? So I don't know what is the Polish etiquette, like
Huh.
nail
I'm trying to
salons
remember when I visited.
and
I don't think I
hair. I
tipped. I don't
generally
think I
live
tipped.
tips, but
Maybe
bars
I
and
did.
whatever,
Yeah.
no. Like, but in the
I
States,
think
if
I.
you don't leave a
uh,
tip in a bar, they're like,
Yeah,
we're gonna spit in your drink next time.
I was just thinking about
Yeah.
that. I forgot about those days.
Yeah.
I feel like I tipped in Poland, but I want to say it wasn't. It was more like 10%. It wasn't 20, which is the standard in the U.S. 15 to
Yeah.
20. I tipped 20 because I'm not
20
a
is like the minimum
fucking
now.
gangster. Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
But it's just wild. You shouldn't. That's part of going out and enjoying it. Is like it costs what it costs. You don't have to do math. You don't have to think, how was the service? I don't want to have a bad reputation for not leaving a good tip if I want to come back to this restaurant. Oh, like, no, you're a
Yeah.
paying customer. They offer the service and the good. And so the food you're paying for, service should be included in the price, which you put on your menu. And if you can't do your own business forecasting and just think about how much you need to pay your employees, then maybe you need to adjust your menu every year. I don't care. Just like take it off of the customer's responsibility and put it back uh, in the business's hands. That doesn't seem very complicated. I know people
Yeah.
would be more likely to go out in the US if they didn't have to do math every time and they'd have to worry about tipping.
All right.
Although people go out anyways and they spend all the money they don't have and as it is. So I guess they
Man,
don't
they
really
don't
need
care.
that. Yeah.
Once again, it's something you see once you travel. But if you don't travel, well, it's just a norm.
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
it's a stupid thing. Like, I get it that those people, need to make money and whatever, like, because they're getting paid minimum wage or under minimum wage. But
In the US, it's $2.13.
what?
Waiters, if you work in a restaurant, it's like $2.13. That's why they have the whole tipping system, is because their salaries are so low.
No, I got paid more than that. Like, way more than that when I was working as a waitress. But maybe that's also because it was New York, and a small restaurant. So maybe, yeah, they'll all be near. They got money. They got money.
I think when I was a busboy, it was I want to say it was like 4.25 and then tips. It was laughable. I mean, it's just dumb at that point.
But the minimum
Like,
wage
bro.
now is, I think it's $7.25. But for waiters and waitresses, it's that was a $2.13, $2.15, something like that.
And in Spain, the minimum wage is higher than that. In general, I think it's like almost $10, 10 euros or something like that.
The minimum wage here is what's that, 1,220 euros.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So per hour, from what I've seen in a lot of places, they say like about less than 10 euros, I think, or around 10 euros, like 9.25 or something.
Let's see.
About to do some maths.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Mathematics.
So we can surely say that we don't miss tipping in the US.
Tipping.
Definitely
Just
not.
charge me what you want to charge me, and I'll pay what I want to pay. End of story. But I will say, restaurants in the United States, we've got all types. We've got all cuisines, and not just a few options. We have a shit ton of options. And so if you don't like one, you go to another. You can change every weekend until you find the right one, and it's delicious. So we have variety and we have quantity of restaurants that cannot be matched. I don't think anywhere, but certainly not in Spain.
Yeah, for sure.
I
That
will say
really
that.
surprised me. That when I moved to Spain, I was like, what do you mean you have 5 restaurants and they all serve the same thing, just in a different style? You have a marinero, another weird
Bicicleta.
salad, and that's it.
Tapas.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's like the one cuisine we don't have in the U.S. I mean, they do, but they try. I will say. I feel like they just try more than they get it right. Spanish cuisine is, you got to come to Spain.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah, for sure.
But
What
I'll,
Um,
about,
yeah.
since we're on the
what?
topic of food, what about the time schedule for eating? How long did it take you to adjust
Mm,
to the change here? And which do you prefer?
Go
you,
ahead, Carson.
Paulina.
No,
No,
no, no,
you.
you can start.
No, ladies first, being gentlemen.
We are
Um,
gentlemen.
honestly, my timetable always was all over the place when it comes to eating because I'm one of those people that I just eat all day long and snack all day long. You guys work with me. You guys know how that look like, you know? Before 11:30, before we had our snack break, I was already snacking. In between classes. Then before lunch, I was already hungry. So I was like, okay, another snack. Then I would go home, I would have another snack, and then finally I would have dinner. So for me, eating schedule does not exist in my mind. Um in Poland, they have lunch similar hour to what they have in Spain, so around maybe a little bit earlier, 1:30, 2 o'clock.
It's like the same.
Generally is lunchtime, but they have their dinner very early. In most
Yeah.
places, like 7 p.m. the latest, because they say, oh, it's bad for your stomach and for your sleep to eat so late at night because your cholesterol is gonna go up
Hmm.
and all the crazy
That's,
things. So
that's a
they
bunch of
eat dinner.
malarkey.
Yeah. They eat dinner at like 6:30 or 7, and I'm like, bro, at 10 p.m. I'm hungry again. Like, how? Um, so Poland has its own system. In the United States, for me, I would eat whenever because I was a college student, and when I would go to class and come back and whatever, my parents would normally already have their lunch. I would eat out somewhere for dinner. They would have their dinner earlier. I would have something and I would go out and, grab some beers with friends. So that didn't really exist for me in the States. So
Hmm.
here I adjusted pretty well, but I need my snacks. Like if I don't have my snacks in between the time of like lunchtime, which is at, I don't know, 2 or 3 p.m., and dinner, which is at 9 or 10 p.m., I'll be walking around like super dizzy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I overreact.
Get this girl some snacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Hurry, run.
Carson, what about you?
Well, I have always eaten not so much snacks, but I mean, yeah, I eat every 3 to 4 hours. That hasn't changed. So whereas I used to eat lunch in the US closer to 12, maybe 12:30, 1 at the latest, of course, lunch has shifted later in Spain to be closer to between 1:30 and 3 on average. Um, I guess right now I'm eating lunch earlier than I used to at 1:30. And then I
Super
don't,
early.
yeah, it's quite early. Cause, yeah, at the school we eat at 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But like today, for example, I woke up late. It's Sunday, so we ended up eating lunch at like 3:30. Kind of crazy.
Mm, okay.
But so basically a typical day is you have your breakfast. Some people have something in between, like you, Paulina, between breakfast and lunch. I don't typically. I have a huge breakfast. I usually eat 4 eggs, yogurt and fruits and walnuts and a piece of dark chocolate or something similar. So I'm pretty good for like a good solid 4 hours at least. Sometimes I stretch that to 5, so I get my lunch, whatever. Boom. I usually have something between lunch and dinner, around 5:36. Then dinner, yes, is later in Spain. Whereas in the US, we eat at 6:30. Some people even eat 5:30 or 5. That blows
Yeah.
my mind. That's
Ridiculous.
way too early. That's, even when I lived there, I never ate that early for dinner. But, yeah, now it's like 9 is the sweet spot. 8:30 is awesome if I can eat dinner by 8:30, but finishing 9:30 is so common. And so it hasn't really changed for me because like Paulina was saying, like if I don't eat anything before bed, at least a few hours before bed, I'm gonna be hungry. I'm gonna get in bed. I'll be like, hey, yeah, foods. I'm like, I'll just start thinking of random foods. I'm like, yeah, that food. Like,
Like,
ooh, I
oh, we
like
got
that. And I'm
ice
like,
cream.
oh wait, that means I'm hungry. And then
Let's
why
eat.
am I not sleeping? Okay, I go to the kitchen. Eat some cereal, whatever. That's what that
You open the
motion was
fridge
for all
door,
you
you know,
freaks out there.
in the middle of the
Yeah.
night, like a little
In
rat
the
trying
dark,
for food.
open it
It's
up.
like, no.
So sometimes it be like that. Sometimes you gotta open that fridge, man. So I like the schedule here. It pretty much is not. It wasn't so different for me. Brandon, what about you?
No, it was definitely different for me because like before I before I came here, like I said, I was in school and but yeah, you have lunch at well whenever you had in between classes. But I also thinking like when I was working, I'd have lunch super early, like 11:30, 12. Yeah,
Okay.
and then like you said, dinner around 6. But then I don't remember like what I do for the rest of the day. Like I'm always hungry now, so I'm sure I was hungry, but I don't remember like what happened from
Only
like
for
having
dinner.
dinner like 6:30, and then what happened until breakfast the next day. Like
You didn't
I
eat.
don't
You
know.
didn't eat anything after dinner.
But that's the thing I don't remember.
Yeah. Well,
Brandon
I
what
has
don't
time would you
know.
go to
cheeseburger,
bed?
that's it.
You go
No,
to bed or?
I've never gone to bed before midnight.
Oh,
Never.
wow. See, yeah, from
So yeah,
6:30 to midnight. If I don't eat anything, forget about it.
yeah. Now
I
that's
won't sleep.
impossible.
I
But
just
back
can't
then, I
sleep.
don't know. Who knows? I
Forgot
remember
what to
coming
do
here
already.
like the
Already.
first year working and having to adjust that schedule because at like 12 o'clock, like my stomach just going crazy. I'm just starving. I'm like in class trying to teach these kids, and my stomach making all these noises. Like I should be
Really?
eating now. Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody coming out of Brandon's stomach.
It's like adjusting to that
No,
late Spanish
Switch
lunch.
of real life.
no. Oh
But
man.
Now it's good, but in the beginning it was rough.
yeah, I want to say I used to eat almuerzo, the morning snack here in Spain between breakfast and lunch. I used to eat that more often. I think I definitely work when I was working as a PE teacher because I was on my feet. I was burning through it faster. I was burning
Yeah.
through my breakfast faster, so I needed that like 11, that little snack, some yogurt, some little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs. That would get me through to because we were eating lunch at 3. So I was like, if I'm gonna go from from like
Shit.
from 8 or 9, no, 7 or 8, nothing until 3 in the afternoon. Forget about it. No way, impossible. So it
Yeah.
depends on the job. Depends on you're sitting down, you're standing up, you're moving around, all
Yeah.
that.
And since we're talking about this already, I mean, I know we already talked about like sobremesa and all of that. I know Carson, you're a big fan of that. Um,
Big fan.
us not so much with Brandon. Um,
No gracias.
how was that experience for you guys? Because I know, for example, in the States, it's much more common just to be on the go. Like you grab a lunch with your friend and you sort of just, quick lunch and that's it, you sort of go your different ways. Um, so how was that experience like adjusting?
I don't know. You just had to take some time and get used to it, I guess. Also because all our partners are Spanish, so we are kind of just thrown into it.
Not much of a
And I
choice
mean,
there, yeah.
you didn't get any pre-information about that. I was like, all right, we're gonna be sitting here for about 3 hours. No, it's just like there, you're just sitting there. You finish lunch. You're like, all right, let's go. And it's like, nah,
Yeah.
sit on down. We're gonna be here
Yeah.
for a while.
It's like, oh, but then we have cheese. Oh, but then we have dessert. Oh, but then we have coffee. Oh, but then we have a little bit of liquor. Why not? Why not have some liquor at the end of all this? Just fill our bellies with more healthy things. But it is nice. I don't know. It kind of taught me to slow down, to
Yeah,
enjoy the ritual of eating, not the necessity, not like that whole, hey, I need energy. And if I'm going to keep working my ass off, working my life away, I got to have food. I need fuel. No,
Yeah.
it's okay. Let's enjoy these delicious flavors. Let's take our time. Let's do one dish. Let's share it. Let's appreciate it. Let's talk about it. We like it. We don't like it, whatever. Okay. The next one comes. There's no rush. You get to graze, You get to appreciate the meal as this gathering, this event, as opposed to the necessity of consuming calories. So I do think it's nice that way, that it turns into a social activity as opposed to something you're doing before you go do your social activity. It can be, the activity itself or the main activity. That's fine. And you get to see how people act before eating, which is, depending on how hungry they are, it can be a little
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
how are you? I'm great. Awesome. No energy, like, or, you're just meeting people and then you're meeting people over a meal. It's a different story. And by the end, you're more comfortable, you're more relaxed, you're joking, you share, you have something to talk about. You could talk about the food in your
Yeah.
country or how it's different, or, oh, and where I grew up, we did it like this. And, it's just things tend to flow better that way. And it's more special. It's just more special. And I love food and I love food culture. So, Spain, thank you.
It's your spot.
It's my
Yeah.
place, man.
I'm trying to
I
think
wouldn't,
of it,
yeah.
like how to connect it to Polish culture because I think since my household is so like I don't want to say Americanized, but like we don't have the culture of necessarily sitting down for like to sit down and have a meal like very typical like for lunch, yes, we sit down like together. When I go visit my parents, we have lunch together and whatever, but dinner is sort of like you guys take care of what like your own food, um which I think I don't know, depending on the state, maybe, depending on like each family. Because we can't also generalize it. Like we can't say that everybody in the States has dinner at 6 p.m. or 6:30 or whatever. Because that also depends where you work and what type of family you have
Yeah.
and whatever. So we normally in the States we had dinner around 6:30 and we would actually sit down for dinner if if I was at home. Um But in Poland, when I go visit my parents, they're like, "You guys go out for dinner if you want to. Like, there is dinner if you guys want to prepare something. You guys have your own schedule, whatever." Um, but I think my family is a little bit of an exception when it comes to that. Um, in traditional Polish families, I don't know how it works because I never had like a so to say
Yeah, traditional.
traditional Polish family. So it's difficult for me to imagine like sitting down to have lunch together every day, to have dinner together every day. And I know some families do that. And it's fine, but that was never my family. So I'm sort of trying to see like how many Polish families do keep that tradition, because I know my parents, for example, when they were growing up, it was more traditional for them to have, lunch at a specific hour and sit down with their, brothers, sisters, and whatever and have lunch. Same idea for dinner. But I think due to the factors, like the external factors, like work, I don't know, traffic, um, whatever other things, that sort of changes. And I think every, like the culture starts to change a little bit, right? So those traditions start to change as well.
Mm.
Culture is a good a good point that I wanted to talk about too, is how we oh, sorry about that. There's a little mini earthquake here.
The volcano erupted.
Yeah, good thing nothing got broken. Um, what was I going to say? So,
Culture.
culture. The food culture is food culture is a big part of it, but also street life is so much part of Spanish culture. How is that in Poland? There's a little bit of that.
Mm. A little bit, but since the weather is not so good, like wintertime, you're not gonna be sitting outside minus 20 degrees, Celsius or 25. Um, I mean, some people do it. If they want to, fine. Not my cup of tea. Um, during the summer, yes, in bigger cities, definitely. Um, but it's not like it is in Spain. And something that I've noticed is that in Spain, you have children, I'm talking about like 3-year-olds,
I don't have
running
kids.
around like at midnight or 1 in the morning, like no sleep schedule, like whatever.
No.
In Poland, no. I mean, especially now with the parenting style that, it's like soft parenting. My child has to be in bed by 7 p.m., whatever. Like, my parents didn't raise me that way. Like, I would be at my grandma's house running around until like midnight, whatever. But nowadays, like, that's a completely different story. Like, Polish parents, if they came here and saw that children are running around and partying until 1 in the morning, I'm talking about little babies, they would have a heart attack. So
Yeah.
Mm.
it's very different.
It's still strange for me to see little kids out so late. Or like when you go to a bar and like the kids in the bar, it's just like this doesn't make sense. This shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, I can't say I like that aspect of Spanish street life. Yeah, people are very, and sometimes their kids are running around being obnoxious, and they don't discipline them very
Yeah.
well or at all.
Discipline. What is that?
And what
Yeah.
is discipline? Yeah. No, so yeah, this is true. I tend to forget about that, but yeah, I want to say that my wife gets a little more bothered by that than me, but it is, it's kind of annoying. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, especially, well, yeah. I was thinking more just how, here in Spain, especially if you're in a city or a town where the restaurants are basically on the street, the bars are on the
Mhm.
street, you got people walking
Everyone's
around,
outside.
everybody's outside. It's very common to eat standing up, especially if you're in a place like, I don't know, well, just where tapas bars are heavy, or pinchos if you're in the north of Spain, where you can go from one bar, have a few pinchos, have a few tapas,
Go to the
drink,
next
you're
one.
standing up,
Yeah.
go to the next one, eat dinner at like 3 or 4 different places because you're just having a little bit here and there,
Yeah.
and it's just part of like the whole active experience, socializing, so eating is more of a social event. And then just the fact that people are doing more in the streets, the kids are playing until late at night, the kids are walking around with their friends, the curfews are maybe a little more lax here. Seems a bit safer here in Spain, so parents aren't as worried about their kids being out a little late, especially in the summer, of course.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like I want to say, and I could be wrong, but I feel like kids just get outside more here in Spain. Maybe in the U.S., they're kind of homebodies, like they just hang out indoors more. I don't know. I could be wrong. That's just the impression I have.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I think it also, like you said, it kind of depends on where you live. Because I noticed that, like, being in Murcia, like, kids are always outside. Like, they're always
Mhm.
outside. They're playing football. They're just walking around. Even they're just, well, most of the time, just sitting on a bench with their phones. But at least they're outside. They're not stuck inside all the time. But then when I actually talk to some of my students, they're like, no, I'm not going outside. I just stay at home. Like, it's the weekend. I'm not doing anything. Like, why am I
Yeah.
going to go outside? And it's just like, I don't know, 48 hours in your room. You might want to try to go outside and see the light of day or something.
Yeah. My goodness, guys, I'm crying here. Just had a whole coughing fit. Sorry.
All right.
I
You
okay.
good?
No, I'm good. It just oh, okay.
You need to call
Um
Tony.
no, I'll be alright. I'll be alright.
Get her some snacks. She needs
Alright.
snacks.
My
Tony, get the
stomach is
fuck
gonna
in here.
start to make some weird sounds. No, all right. Um
Bohemian Rhapsody Part 2.
no, but it's true. I think it really depends on the region, like an area. I live close to the beach, and I see like kids during the summer all the time, like outside of my freaking apartment. I'm like, guys, like
It's like,
go
talk
away.
somewhere else,
Like
please. Yeah,
go to the beach. Why
talk,
are you
go
sitting
to the
here on
fucking
the
park.
steps? Like, um, so no, that's not like in this area it's fine. Like I see kids all the time. Like you see people walking around. Um But what was I gonna say about nightlife and this sort of like street life and whatever? In Poland, yeah, that doesn't really, it's not really common. Like during the summer, yes. Like they put like a little terrace outside, chairs and whatever, and people have their lunch or dinner outside, but not as common and
Yeah.
not as like popular, I would say, as it is in Spain. Like you normally just, if you pick a place, you stay in that place. It's not a thing to necessarily go like restaurant hopping or whatever, like tapa hopping. Um, which made me
Damn.
think of the United States, which I think in the States it's more common to go like bar hopping, for example. Like if
Yeah.
you go
Yeah.
out for dinner, you go out for
And
dinner. But like after that,
that's a
like you
good
go
thing.
bar
Good thing
hopping,
to talk
you
about.
know?
Drinking without eating. Very American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not here.
Not here.
No, no, no.
No. And I have to say it's much better to have something to eat with what you're drinking. Gives you time to realize how drunk you are before you get the next one. And usually you just need to go slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to Granada. You go to Granada, you order a drink, and then they give you food. It's like, I didn't even
Yeah.
order this. And that threw me off at
Yeah.
first. I was like, why did you just give me like a hamburger? Like, I just
I have to
ordered
pay
like
for
a
this?
beer.
But it's
That's
included. They
another
give you
thing.
that.
Yeah.
That's another thing when you go out for like beers and like you're with a group of friends or whatever. In Murcia, it happens from time to time as well. Here in the area like next to the beach, I've seen it happen as well where they like bring you, I don't know, like little peanuts or olives or whatever. And, like
Yes.
once I got like
Yes.
gummies, like sour gummies. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, they always
sour
give you
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. We got to get drinks. Yeah.
Yeah. You might
So
have to ask, but they have it on hand, like they're
Yeah.
ready.
yeah,
Say, yeah, you have
that's
fruto
nice.
seco, you can get some mixed nuts, some cocktail mix, some popcorn, just give me something, and
Popcorn.
Yeah.
you know,
Keep you drinking. Salty
you know,
popcorn.
For
so
sure.
good, so
Yeah.
good. So Spain for the win on that, where that's concerned.
Yeah. In the
Oh,
States,
and the
it's
beer's
like they
colder.
bring you
Beer's colder here.
something and they're like, so that will be like $10 extra. It's like, fuck out
Yeah.
of here. I'm not gonna even touch
But
that.
extra honey mustard, okay, that's €2, $2. Avocado, $10 more.
Like you said you want an extra guac? Okay, that'll be $2.
Good.
Oh my
Take
God.
out a loan.
But at least you get free water in the U.S. You get free water.
No,
All
now
the water you can drink.
they have that here
Now
now,
what?
but they give you water, but you have to ask for a glass of water. They give you water.
Yeah.
They're required by law to do it.
Really?
Good.
I know
Yeah.
that.
I mean, that tap water.
Yep.
The Murcia tap water. Listen.
Sure. Nah, it's not the worst. Come on.
You grow a third arm.
That's not bad. Madrid does have the best.
Madrid water's good. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And anywhere in the north.
Yeah. What else? What else we got on our list? I'm over here looking
What
at
else
our
is on this?
list,
No. I got you.
and we have something about like differences in language expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a pretty big one. Like, we all had to learn Spanish, whether we're still learning or not. Brandon at this point is like at a C3 level.
C3.
C3.
C7 soon.
No. Actually, certification I only have B2.
Oh,
I needed it for the university.
he got certified.
Yeah, and you got that a million years ago, so at this point.
It don't count.
No, I'm saying he could easily get a C1 at this point. C2 probably if he studied.
C3.
He'd get a C2 if he studied.
I remember the listening for the B2 was quite difficult.
Dude, when I hear it for the B2 English, I'm like, yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Like, that shit is hard, man. And then in the Spanish one, they're gonna throw in some Murcianos from El Campo, from the La
yeah.
Huerta.
No, that's what the listening was. That's exactly what my listening was.
Motherfucker.
It's two like old guys, two farmers talking about lemons.
Get
I
the
was
fuck
like,
out of here.
what is this?
No way, man. No way. Spanish slang and rural shit is way harder than American slang and rural shit. Way harder. And not just because Spanish is my second language, but
It's just
Come
you
on.
don't understand it. at least with like English and stuff in America, like you don't understand it because you don't know what the meaning is because it has a different meaning. But here you just like I don't know what they said.
You
Like,
can't
I don't even
process it
know.
here.
Like, I don't know how to write that.
Can you spell that?
It's like,
What?
okay, I'll just sure.
Do you ever ask somebody to repeat something and they repeat it and you ask them again and at that point you're just like, oh, okay. So you still don't know.
That's
Like
my life.
nothing has, your brain is just not getting it. The
At this
signal is not being
point,
received.
at this point, my mother-in-law, when she says like a weird word, because there were so many times she would tell me something and she would throw in like a random word that I like never heard, and she would see my face goes, like blank, blank stare, like disconnected. And
Oh, they
now
know.
she actually like when she realizes that maybe it's a weird word, she tries to explain what it is, but it took
Thank you.
her a while,
Yeah.
because there are
Yes.
many times she would say like a word. Now I know what it means, but like for example, pelusa, and I didn't know what the fuck was a pelusa. But how would you translate pelusa? Like lint,
It's like
dirt,
No,
like
I was going to ask you. Okay.
right, like lint.
yeah, dust. Yes, dust. Basically, just like dust on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck is a pelusa? And she was like, yo estaba limpiando pelusa todo el día, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, that she was cleaning something. What was she cleaning? And then she had to actually physically show me what it is because I was like,
He's like, go picks it up. Like here, this.
like, oh, okay, sure,
She's like,
now I get it.
throw that away. Why'd you pick that up?
That's great.
But yeah, so many words that she would tell me. I was like, sure. And it doesn't
True.
help that in the United States, we learn like South American Spanish. I don't know about you guys, but I learned
Yeah.
my
Well, if you
first
learn
contact.
Spanish, yeah.
Yeah, my first contact with Spanish was actually I had a teacher in middle school who was from Cuba. So, like that's a whole different level. Then I grew up with a lot of
Cuba
Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and then you move here and you ask them for jugo de naranja and they like
It's like, no,
you're weird. What?
no.
Like they know what it is,
Sumo.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, my mother-in-law, it took me a while to not have so many questions as to what she was saying. My father-in-law was always there to give me the most neutral word or the most Americanized or the most,
So we're gonna
you
break this
know.
down for you.
So he was there to, yeah, it was funny too, because he'd always look at her and be like, he doesn't understand what you're saying. You can't say that word or those expressions with him. He's like, you got to talk to him the way I talk to him. You go, hey, Carson. I'm like, ah, sí, totalmente, claro. A ver.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, thank God I had him, or I have him. Because still to this day, sometimes I'm like, hey, you want to translate your wife or what? It's not that bad, but in the beginning, yeah. That was tough.
Yeah.
Not to mention in Murcia, we can't
that's
forget to mention that they don't pronounce the S's among other letters, but mainly the S.
Yeah.
S's
Muchas
are
gracias.
missing.
No, it's there's something missing there. So like you said, Paulina, sometimes you're like, I think I know the word, but could you spell it? Could you actually say it the way, everybody in your country could understand it?
But that's the thing; they spell it the same way that they say it. And they say it like there's no, there's no
Sometimes.
S's in it because they're so used to it. Like they don't put the S's. I'm like, dude, you're missing so many letters in your spelling. Not only when you say the word, but
Yeah. For me, I still have a problem. For me, I think one of the worst things when I moved here was the letter J
The jota.
with that sound. I'm like, why am I trying to spit on somebody,
Sounds
And
so
that's what
German.
Tony was telling me, like, it's like as if you're trying to spit, like it's a sound. I'm like, that sounds so disgusting. I'm like, I don't want to make that sound. Every time, like, I would call my friend because I have a friend named Javi. We have a mutual friend. I called him and I was like, Javi? And he was like, why do you say my name? Like, I don't know. I was told that I need to say it like that.
It's true
So
though. It was true
now
though.
it's better, but every time I have to say a word with the letter J, I'm like, okay, I have to mentally prepare myself to say it that there is a sound, but not so strong like that. Somewhere to find that balance.
I did a strong one the other day. I think it was even this weekend. I was like, I think I was like, oh, that was a little much.
Like it shouldn't be that long. You shouldn't make that sound for that long.
I forgot. I'm trying to remember what I said. I think it was just Friday night. Yeah. Fuck, what was I saying?
Ajo?
I don't know. No. No, I don't know what it was. But it came
Oh,
out really strong. I was like, oh, he definitely understood me. That was a solid jota. Oh, man. But yeah, it is one of those where
yeah.
gotta measure the J.
Or the H's. Some of the H's are silent, but sometimes they're not, and you're like, when is
I
it
think they
silent?
always
When is
are,
it
no?
not?
Aren't they always silent? When are they not silent?
In the middle of the word, I don't think
Or is
they're
it a
silent.
G? Is it the G or the H?
It's the H. Like you have hola, for example, right? Like you don't have the H there. You don't say hola. Or I don't know how else you
At
would
least
say
I
it.
don't.
I'm sure there's someone out there.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think I don't know. For
Yeah,
example, like in the middle of the
it's hard
word,
to
I
think.
think sometimes you pronounce the H. I
That's what I'm
think there
saying.
definitely are like exceptions.
It depends on the word. For me, I think what you're saying, the phenomenon you're describing, I feel like I have that with a G. La G. Because sometimes a G, depending if it's like, you say gi, you don't say hui, but then other times the G is silent. Like, so yeah, I know what you mean. But in
Like
general,
makes
if we have
different
to,
sounds. Yeah.
in general though, the Spanish pronunciation, word for word compared to English, so much easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
English, when
What-
I teach English, I'm just like, I don't know why we say it this way. I'm sorry. I just like English. I just throw up my hands and I go,
Yeah.
English. Don't know why. This is just how we do it.
Just learn it, accept it, move on.
Yeah. Move on.
Exactly.
Your country needs to improve their English, so learn it.
Yeah. No, it's true. And it's funny enough because Polish also has that um in common with Spanish. That if you know the alphabet, you'll know how to read. Like you know how to well in every country, if you know the alphabet, you know how to read, hopefully. But
But the
if you know
Polish,
the
Step one.
alphabet, you know how to like pronounce things. So similar in Spain, like that the letters correspond to the sound. In English, that changes. Like the E sound can have many different depending on the word that you say.
A has 5 sounds or 6 or whatever.
For example, in Polish, it's always the same. So for me, I think it was very easy to sort of adjust to Spanish because I knew I was like, oh, this is similar to Polish. Like that, I don't have to make up sounds except for the J, G, and H sounds. Then that's a different story.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I can see that similarity. Um,
Mhm.
my Polish is not that great though. I can communicate, but that's a whole different thing. When I moved to Poland, ooh, it was rough.
Why?
I people
Can only
knew right
imagine.
off the bat, like from the accent, that they're like, You didn't live here, like you didn't grow up here, like what is wrong with you? Where are you from?" Like,
She is
Foreigner.
Russian.
yeah.
She is not from here.
But funny enough, that also allowed me to get away from a couple of tickets and fines and whatnot because people, I guess, took some pity on me. So
There was
maybe
a
I should,
curva peligrosa, do you know?
yeah, maybe I shouldn't be saying, that in a public forum. But in Poland, I got away from I think like I would say 2 fines. Um, because they were like, "Oh yeah, she's not from here. Like she doesn't know the rules. Like she's a foreigner. She hasn't lived here for many years." So
I think it happened to me once in Spain. I was fumbling for documents. He's like, get out of here, Giddy. All right, sweet. Cool.
Say
Not
thank
my
you,
car
thank you.
anyways. I just lied to you.
TC.
It's stolen. Not really. It's my family's.
yeah,
But yeah, you definitely realize similarities the longer you're learning and using a new language, a different language. And maybe not with the pronunciation, but other things, other words, specifically some words in Spanish are much easier for me to remember because I either find the similar word in English or because of the prefixes and suffixes, things that I learned back in middle school, actually really, really serve me now. So yeah,
Yeah,
language is cool. But the
definitely.
expectation here is that in Spain, if you don't speak Spanish, it's going to be hard for you to live here and fully assimilate. Because English is not so common unless you live in Madrid and
Yeah.
Barcelona, maybe Valencia.
Big cities, yeah, but outside of that, our tourist areas like around here, the beaches.
Yeah, but
For
even
sure.
then, you go into a shop or a restaurant, they don't speak that much English there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they do the bare minimum, but you're not going to have full on conversations
No,
with
definitely
people.
not.
Funny enough, people actually like when I go to restaurants, not always, but sometimes it happens. They see that I'm so freaking white and they walk up to me and they go, "Mm, hello, how are you? Eh, what would you like for drink?" And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, hablo español, por favor. And then they go, bien, bien. And they get so happy. And I'm like, like,
Aquí me habla
I
español.
get it, you know, but I'm like, come on, like,
You
please,
got,
like,
you got to turn Pablo
don't make
Escobar
that
on them.
assumption. They always make the assumption, you know, that's like, I look how I look, and they're like, okay, we need to speak to her in
Yeah.
English. And they always try to send a person, you know, you can see them like having a little conversation on the corner, and they're like, you go. And I'm like, come on, like,
So true, though. It's so true. Because, yeah, in our Girilandia, where the tourists go, all the people from the UK come and visit. They're just standing there. They're like the girls in Bangkok trying to push you into the restaurant.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, "Oh, hey, you want a beer? We have the match on." And you're like, and then Maria's like, "Just speak Spanish. Just say, no, gracias, no, muchas gracias, ya hemos comido." And they're
yeah,
like, "Oh, you speak Spanish? Oh." I'm
yeah.
like,
Said,
"Yeah,
not my
you,
client.
fuck out of here, man. Get out of my face."
They're
I'm
always so
Planish.
surprised. It makes me
It's
laugh
a
a little
phenomenon.
bit, you know?
It is funny. It is funny. Yeah, they're not expecting it. They're like, "Yep, married a Spaniard, here now,
So that's the thing. There's
side
so many
note."
people, especially in the area where we live, a lot of English people that have been here for 20 years and still don't speak any
Yeah.
any Spanish.
They say hola.
So
uh,
yeah, so people are
Not
used to
the
that.
experience I recommend for anybody. I think that's just not really, you're not maximizing the experience.
yeah.
You're not really taking full advantage of getting to know the culture and the people and connecting and learning about how they think, learning the way they think, way they interact. You know,
That's the thing.
there's a beauty. There's a beauty in that.
That's what we're looking for. That's what we came here for, or part of the experience of being here. Other people come because,
Definitely.
oh, it's sunny 300 days of the year, and that's it. That's all they care about. It's like, no, that's all I need. I
It's
don't
true.
need to speak the language.
Yeah.
So
Simple, different strokes for different folks. So what are you going to
Yeah,
do?
for
yeah,
sure. Yeah. And what is one thing that you guys can't still get used to? That, you know, you guys have been living here in Spain for quite some time, but there must be something that still
I've got a
like
silly one.
bothers you. Yeah, tell me. Go ahead.
okay,
Brandon, you go
no,
first.
go ahead, go ahead. I need to think about this for a sec.
Well, this is a silly one. This is not the only one I can think of, but it's something that hit me even today. Now, I don't know if I broke a mirror on accident or something. Like, I don't know if I'm getting 7 years of bad luck. I don't know what the fuck happened. But since moving to Spain, I have stepped in dog shit and gum.
That was gonna be mine.
Oh, okay, so this is a thing. This is a
Yes.
cultural thing. Okay, what the fuck? Dude, if I decide not to look down while I'm walking anywhere, it seems like anywhere. It could be a parking lot. It could be a path, like a pristine looking path. It could be a sidewalk where you wouldn't expect, like, I should never step on this on a sidewalk where people walk all the time.
Every
But
single
yeah,
day.
not every day, but yeah. I mean, where people walk every
Right.
day, exactly. But like, it's not every day that I step in some shit or some gum. But bro, if I go a month or 2 months without stepping in it, it's like, hey,
Hallelujah.
guardian angel, we're doing it. We're making progress. Because even today, walking to the gym, parked, walked on the sidewalk all the way up to the gym, not even 100 meters. For you Americans, that's about, I don't know, 120, 130 yards, give or take. It's not very fucking far. Gum. Boom. Gum. And you know what's worse? You know what? Me, contrary to popular belief, I think stepping in shit is better than stepping in gum. You can clean it
The
easier.
gum is
The
rough.
gum is-
Like it's there for a good week.
Bro, okay. I got a visual.
Oh man.
All right.
Close your eyes if
is
you're sensitive.
this is gum. I don't know if you could see that. It's
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
2
still-
weeks old. I'm not getting it out. It's just forget
It's
about
there.
dirt.
And this is
It's in
also
there.
shows how big Carson's foot is.
Yeah, that's
Wondering what's a 46.
So now I got gym shoes. I got those sandals, the flippity flops. I got flip flops,
Flip-flop.
permanent gum stain, and then the gym shoes gonna be permanent gum stain, and then it's just not worth cleaning. I'm gonna be scraping that for like an hour. For what? Just to
And you
step in it again.
And you're just gonna make a mess. It's gonna be everywhere. It's not worth it.
So I'm like scraping it with a rock outside the gym, sitting down there with a rock. It was like somebody broke a mug or
Fucking
something. So I got this
Flintstones.
porcelain and I'm just like scraping it. I'm like, this is my life now. I spend more time on this than I do.
In the gym.
Okay, so Brandon, I stole yours. I made a scene. Sorry, everybody. Try to be dramatic, but
But,
Spanish people, public service
it's true.
announcement. Pick up your dog shit or don't own a pet. And
Exactly.
if you're going to spit out your gum, spit it out in the trash or at least throw it somewhere where people aren't walking.
exactly where you don't walk.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. It's like you have to develop like a sixth sense, like when you're walking, like to maneuver around everything that you could possibly step on. And it's just, I don't know. People don't think. I don't know.
Lose my fucking mind, man.
It's insane.
Any
Miss
other
Paulina.
ones? Any other ones, Brandon? Maybe.
No, that was it. That was like
That was
the.
it. That was the
Like
only-
stole
I had to think for a second, and then it hit me. Like after I said, "All right, give me a second," I was like, "No, it's definitely it's the dogs, man. It's like
Okay.
it's not the dogs' fault. It's the owners.
It's the owners.
Yeah.
I mean, Carson, you have a dog, so like well, you don't
can't control any shit, but
But the last thing I'll say is that also people, at least where I live, they just open the door and let the dogs run out. And I'm telling you, the street I have here is like a highway. People go they fly down the street. It's like they don't care if their dog gets hit. They're definitely not caring about picking up their dog's shit. And it's quite common. I've walked around the neighborhood. I walk every day. I walk around and one day it's this dog. It's like, where's the owner? Nowhere to be found. I've seen people literally open the door and let the dog run out. I'm like, oh my God, that dog could get hit so easily.
that's one of them. Yeah, I was thinking about that because I have 2 cats, and here people think it's normal just to let their cats roam around freely, come back pregnant, whatever.
Cats
And I'm like,
of
bro,
Spain, yeah.
it's like you just walk around and you see cats and then they're looking for them, and I'm like are you stupid? Like, if you leave the doors open, like obviously your cat is just not, it's a cat, you know?
Cats are wild. Yeah, you can't tame cats.
So that's one of them. The other thing is how slow people walk. I get so frustrated because there's just so many slow walkers here. And
Yeah.
especially here near the beach, everyone wants to enjoy the beach. I get it. But if you go into even city center, whether it's Cartagena or Murcia or whatever, and you still get people just, I don't know
Sure.
what they're doing. I'm like,
Yeah.
move, move,
but you're-
bitch, get out of the way type of shit. You know?
You are from New York, though, so.
New York,
I
yeah, they
know,
move it.
but
Yeah.
But no,
Walk with a purpose, damn it.
but
no, it's definitely
still.
insane. Because
It's true, it's
or like
true.
when you're walking, and like someone's coming towards you, like I'm on my side, and it's like 2 people. It's like, well, one of you all have to get in a line and get behind the other person
Oh,
so that we can
yeah,
go
they-
across.
Yeah,
And no, they just keep walking. It's like,
yeah.
like we're gonna run at each other. You want to do that? All right, well, let's go.
It's true.
At this
There-
point,
there
I
is a-
try not to move. I'm like,
No, I don't move. No.
if you're gonna it's you that needs to separate. There's 2 of you. There's 2 people or 3, and I'm like, you can move. That's it.
Yeah. There's
Stand
a
my
walking
ground.
etiquette. Yeah. Y'all are on the money. Walking etiquette, and then also just sometimes a personal space thing too.
Yeah,
People
Yeah.
are more comfortable
yeah.
getting closer here than in the US, for
No,
sure.
a lot.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
whether you're in line, you're at a bar, anywhere really, it's quite like it took me some time because I am not like I've never been like that. Like, do not get that close to me, please. Uh,
With close friends, fine. I don't mind. Like, I like being with my friends and family, but I don't know
yeah, but
you, and
strangers.
like, I don't know. There is a lot of very touchy feely, and I don't know. Like, it's the first time we're going out for a beer, and you're putting your arms around me, and
Back.
yeah, yeah.
All right, I got one. I just thought of another one since Carson kind of had
Okay.
my first one, and then Paulina, I hit you on yours also. Um, the fact that when you go into a place like any type of shop or anything, and there's no line, so you just have to ask who's the last person. It's like no, just form a line,
This is true.
Yeah,
have that order, get in a line, and that's it. No, you have to come in and ask who's it.
yeah.
It's
It's
like
true.
I had to do that
why?
It's
in
true.
the registro civil, and like in the town hall recently. And I'm like, who's the last person? And they're like, me. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, so now you're it. It's like tag, you're it.
Now I can't. Now I have to say to somebody else that I'm the last
Exactly.
person.
It's like just get into a line. A line. It's simple. It works. It's proven.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
All these things, though, I'd still rather be here. I love my
Without a doubt.
country. I love the United States. I could live there again. I would love to see some things change. There's a lot we didn't touch on in this episode, but I'm sure we'll revisit it. Um, but living in Spain is wonderful. I recommend it to anybody who gets a chance. And I think the biggest takeaway for the listeners would be to get out and try something new and expand your mind, your cultural mindset, your willingness to try new things that are uncomfortable. Um, just put yourself out there because you never know how it's gonna affect you, how it's gonna change you, make you better, make you see things differently. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
yeah. So
All
y'all
right.
And
have
on
anything
that
else you want to
note,
add?
I have a last question that kind of goes along with everything that you just said. Well, no, it goes along with a little bit. But
Do
what do
it.
you think? For you, also a little bit different. I'll go last. But do you consider Spain home?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spain is home. The US is my home. Um, although Spain feels more like home, so when I go there, I feel a little bit like a bit I don't know, it's not a constant feeling of either being a foreigner or being at home in the United States. But at some point I do miss Spain and I do look forward to coming back. And it's not like I'm trying to rush my trip there, but I start realizing that, man, I do really love being in Spain. I really do love not only is my wife there, but I just the other things just start popping up, and then you don't really always feel connected to the latest. I don't know. It could just be the slang people are using. It could just be the things people are talking about, or just that you've been away for so long. You feel at home when you're back home,
yeah,
but then I don't know. It's just strange. It's hard to put into words, but I consider Spain to be my home. Yeah, absolutely.
it's a difficult one. Um, I have 3 places technically that I
Shit.
call home, and it's very difficult for me to say which one I feel like that is my home because in Poland, yes, I have my family. I was born there, but I don't feel that connection. I don't really have many friends there well, I have friends from university, but I only really spent there like 4 years of my adult life. That's nothing in the spectrum of
Yeah.
like of all the adulthood. That's nothing. Um, So it's difficult for me to really say that Poland is my home, although I was born there, because every time I'm in Poland, I also feel like I'm in Spain, but I also miss the States. So I miss Spain for the reason that, I live here, I'm working here, my partner is here, like my cats are here. Like I started like a whole new life here. Like I settled down here. But a part of me also really misses the States. That's where like majority of my life I spent there. All of my like closest friends, like my best friends from childhood are there. So all the different memories and going out and partying, whatever, that's connected to that. So for me, all my different stages of life are in three different places. So for me to sit down here and say that Spain is my home, I would be lying to myself and I would be lying to you guys. To a certain extent, yes, it is, but it's on the same level of home as United States or Poland to a certain extent. I
Yeah.
don't feel like I have a home anywhere, really. It sounds sad maybe, but
You're
It's
a nomad.
I hear what you're saying, and that's kind of how I feel. I do feel like since I've been in Spain, the longer I've been in Spain, the more it does feel like my main home.
yeah.
To where the U.S. feels less like home, Spain feels more like home. If I had to quantify it, but then the feeling of home, homesickness, that
Yeah.
that things you miss, those memories you have. Like I was in Atlanta
Nostalgia.
recently.
Yeah,
Yeah, like just for me, as soon as I got out of the airport and I could smell the air, it's just the
exactly.
smell of it. I was like, oh, I was back. It's like I
Yeah.
traveled back in
Yeah.
time, you know?
For me,
And
it's the
there's
pizza and the
yeah,
bagels.
that's right.
It's
Yeah,
like,
there's a pizza place in Atlanta I love, and we went there and I was like, oh, this is better than I remember.
this is
Like, how could it be
childhood.
better?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those feelings, I don't know, they're amplified, I guess, with the distance, with the time. And you go back and you're like, oh my gosh, this is definitely a
Yeah.
part of me, and I'll always carry it with me. And I'm just fortunate that I get to go back and experience it again and again and again. Well, not
Yeah.
every year, but every so often. And so, yeah,
Sure.
Brandon,
Yeah. No, I was
how
just
do you
say
perceive
that
this?
for me, like obviously Tennessee is home. Like Tennessee is it molded me into what I am, especially Knoxville 865. That's home. But
Shout out.
but home I think is definitely here. Like I find myself when we go back to the US and like you're traveling around or you're just talking because people in the South, they always ask you questions. You have those conversations and people are like, where are you from? And like my automatic response is, wait, I don't know if you hear that extremely loud motorcycle going by, but
Yeah.
but people ask like, where are you from? And like my immediate response is like, oh, from Spain. And then I have to think it's like, well, all right, no, I'm not from Spain. Like, I'm from Knoxville, but I live in Spain. And then I have to go into this whole conversation or whole explanation of like
Yep.
what my situation is. But it's like when I'm there, like, it's like I think, no, Spain is home, like Murcia is home, even though like I'm actually where I grew up and everything. And so it's a
Wow.
strange feeling. And also I said, like, I imagine you always say that the US is still maybe home, but you both surprised me. But the fact that I'm coming up on almost living in Spain as many years as I lived in the US, so now it's definitely even more like
Yeah.
Spain is home more than the US of A.
Crazy.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah, I
the
get that.
thing. That's the thing that you're sort of like split down the middle almost now. For me, it's been, I don't know, I lived my first 9 years of my life in Poland, then the rest of my life until I was like 22 in the States. Then I moved back to Poland for what, like
Yeah.
3 to 4 years, which is nothing. And now I've been living here for like 6 years, and it's like almost my amount of time that I've been living in Spain is coming close to how much time I've lived in Poland. Right? So it's sort of like and my connection to Poland, like I love the culture, I love the food, I love the music, whatever, but a part of me doesn't feel like I belong, because every time I go there, I do feel like I'm other. Like, people notice it. People notice in your behavior, in your accent, in the vocabulary
Sure.
that you use, that whatever.
I've gotten
Mm,
that even in the US, what you're
the,
saying, yeah.
yeah,
That even
like the
happened to me a couple
etiquettes,
times, yeah.
whatever, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Gestures and things.
something is off here, you know? So how can that really feel also like home when you don't sort of belong to a certain extent?
Yeah, that's true.
We're getting real deep over here.
Indeed. Yeah. I think I passed the threshold after year 4 or year 5 of being away. The first 3 years, definitely, it was like, "Oh, please take me home," almost, at times, because it was so hard adapting. But yeah, after 4 or 5 years, it was like I would be away from Spain and be like, "I wanna go home. I'm ready to go home." And that meant Spain was home. So, good question, Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a feeling. It's a
Yeah,
feeling
it's a
that's hard
strange
to
feeling.
articulate. Yeah, and it changes. It does change.
Definitely.
Of course.
Ever changing. So,
But yeah. But all right.
I think, we'll end it there. People, we do have social media. We are on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcast.
We're
So
everywhere.
We're
please,
everywhere.
whichever platform you subscribe to or you use the most, leave us a comment, share your thoughts. If you have suggestions, we're open to hear them, entertain them, and most importantly, we want to hear from you. So,
Exactly.
thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Peace out.